So hello everybody, we're starting today, you see, from about 500 meters away from the tower district, Shinsekai, and we are moving to temple called Tennoji, which will be the main attraction today. So today's place is here, Tennoji. Temple of the Four Kings. God Kings, not regular kings. So it's in here. So Tennoji is quite important. It is the oldest administered Buddhist temple of Japan. It was created at the end of the 6th century by a prince, and even though there is nothing left of the 6th century, it has been in use since then. The 6th century is the century when Buddhism arrived in Japan, officially. So this temple was burnt to the ground during the Second World War. Actually, at the end of the Second World War, it was burnt down to the ground in March 1945. And it has been rebuilt after that. So a few things are very interesting. The gods protecting the entrance on one side are not statues, but paintings. And you can hardly see the full painting. Getting there almost, come on. But even in the flesh, it's very hard to see. It's 4 paintings, 2 on the outside, which is usual, where you have the Neo usually. And what is most unusual is you also have 2 paintings behind. So it's very hard to make what it is, but it is very, very Buddhist images. Oh, with the reflection, this is terrible. But and the thing you can notice is actually the characters drawn are actually not really Asian-like. They are really darker. So they are really more Indian-like. So as this is pointless, we actually have pictures available, so we're gonna have a look at the pictures. So this is one. This is another one. Those are facing the outside, those two. And then you have the inside ones. That are like this. Ohio Setkun. So those face the inside, and they are not really protective images. They are more like Buddha teaching images, which is quite unusual for that kind of spot. So the main part is this one with the pagoda, the main hall, and the second hall over there. Those you can visit for a fee. It's 400 yen. You will be given paper with explanations about it. So it is worthy to go inside, see it. The thing is that you need to be respectful, and basically a camera is not respectful. I cannot enter the buildings with the camera, so I will not go inside. But you can go in the pagoda. The pagoda actually is the less interesting one, because it's just stairs going up, and you have like small graves. It's not that interesting, and some description talk about window on top to take pictures. I don't feel it's really nice actually, so I do not recommend going up. But downstairs you have some nice paintings to see. The main part is here. You will have one big statue of Shotoku Daishi, which is represented as a cannon, and you will have the four god kings around him, protecting him. Also on the walls you will have four paintings, 5 paintings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, mostly four paintings of Buddha's life. So those paintings are the main attraction of this. Then over there you have 2 big statues, one cannon and one Buddha, and you also have painting on the walls. Those paintings are quite significant because they were made by an artist called Nakamura, who also after the war was in charge of decorating 2 rooms at the Imperial Palace. So you know, it's basically like a Courbet, or you know, it's a or Delacroix of Japan after the war. So I do recommend to go see them. You cannot take pictures. It's difficult to find pictures, but you know, just have a look at it, and just for the sake of seeing it is really recommended. So those 2 buildings you can get in quietly, no pictures, but you can just appreciate what you see. You cannot get on the ground here, okay? And that's pretty much it. So the entrance is 300 yen. This is the price. Really affordable, but for technical reasons I will not get inside. I do recommend it very, very strongly. We'll have a look at this this area. You saw that there are other doors, and so one of the doors actually has guardians. So we'll have a look at the guardians because they really look cool. Salut Seth, salut Inuvik. Merci pour les clips Inuvik, c'est sympa. Merci beaucoup. Sachant que regardant le replay, visiblement la vidéo a des problèmes. Donc je sais pas à quel point je vais pouvoir conserver cette présentation en dehors de Twitch. So on this side you get two Neo, two guardian gods, one blue, one red. Recent work, of course, but still impressive. I guess this one makes it straight also. So they have a net in front of it to protect it from birds. Des gros problèmes d'oiseaux qui vont nicher dans ces statues-là la plupart du temps. Donc il y a ces horribles pas rideaux, mais horribles filets devant. The second one looks like this. Here we go, maybe that should be fine. Okay. Because they have two different functions. They are not identical. They are two different gods. So one is protective, the other one is vindicative. One is protecting the believers, and one is fighting the demons off. So they decided to show it in colors. You see it also by their positions and the weapons they wield, actually. So it's quite modern, as you can see. They are anchored with cables. They cannot be protected during typhoons and stuff, so they use cables like this to protect them from taking the wind too much and falling off or breaking. So we have those here on the inside door. If we go to the most outside door, right here at this gate, those have not been replaced, so you have an empty space. That's it. Okay. So what about this view? How do you like it? If I could make it a bit I think this is a nice view. Oops, I traumatized my little friend here. Okay, sorry. The gimbal didn't like me doing that. Up. Okay, we are back in business. Here we are. So today I will take a few little breaks because I took my camera with me and I want to also shoot those with my camera. So there will be more putting you down times than before. So let me try to find something nice, even though not straight, for you while I take my camera out and take a picture. If you notice the roof, on the roof you see that you have golden edges here. Okay, this is the most ancient style of roofing. It came directly from the continent, so it's pretty close to what you find in Korea and China, as far as I've been told. That's the way it arrived in Japan, and then it was changed over time. It was appropriated by Japanese to have the faces that you are used to now to see on roofs. For curious people, I'm shooting with my Olympus OMD M5 Mark II, and I have a few lenses with me. So far I'm with the 1442 from Panasonic. Okay. So these are the two protective guards on this side. We'll go back closer to the entrance to have a look at one more place there, and then we will keep on going on the tour of this domain. Hello, Sidus. So when you enter from the entrance we took, you also have two statues of famous monks on either side. You have this hall here. Nothing major happening in it, but still you do have. Je suis à Tennoji, dans Osaka. Donc c'est dur à dire, mais là vous voyez, vous avez un Bouddha au milieu, à l'intérieur du bâtiment. Vous pouvez rentrer si vous êtes respectueux. Il faut retirer ses chaussures, on vous le dit là à l'entrée. It's okay, you can speak in French in the chat. I will answer in English at first, and if you don't get the English explanation, I will do it again in French. Just let me know. So this place is one subaltern small temple. You get a second one here. I should not be so harsh about languages. I should do both. Just I have a hard time going back to English after moving to French, so I have to be careful. But you know, I should be able to do both. Here you have a place for prayers and ceremonies. In here, so you have those two places. So if we go to the other side, so we have seen this place before during a home cast while I was talking of Doya Doya, the naked festival a few weeks ago. This place is also interesting in July, during Tanabata. They will make a hallway of lights and colors right here for people to put their wishes. See, you can see the second statue of a monk. Hello, Uzobimu. If you want to see a ceremony in the main hall, you should be in for 11. You can see the ceremony and you can even get a benediction for free if you want. So as I was showing before with Obimu, those gates are interesting because they don't have statues, they have paintings of Mr. Nakamura, who was an important painter after the war. And he is so important, he was chosen to decorate 2 rooms of the Emperor's new palace when they built it in Tokyo. And you have quite a few paintings of him in Shitennoji, since it is the oldest temple, administered temple in Japan, dating back to the 6th century. So you do have the round pound. Literally, it is called the Maluike round pound. It is Shinto sacred. You have the rope saying so, and they do keep carps in here. Don't know if you will see, but there is a big one coming this way here. There is a big one over there as well. Oh, here in the clear maybe we can see this one. Yeah, you can see the shadow of that one. Those are huge. They have a few colored ones, one there, one there. It's not only black ones. Ah, salut Bama, je n'avais pas vu. Ah oui, je croyais que c'était Uzobimo qui avait parlé. Carps are the best fish they have, and also carps are said to go up the stream of every river, and when a carp makes it to the source of a stream, she will be changed into a dragon. So it's a very particular fish for beliefs. You will find the carps used in different symbolics. Like you will have also carps for the kids festival in May. You will have how do you call it in English? I forgot. Wind, not scarves, but comment on dit les manches à air? J'ai oublié. Oh, it's an easy word. Wind or... Anyways, koinobori are with the shape of carps. Also, turtles are a symbol of longevity in Japan. Manche à air, ouais, not windsock, mais presque. Je crois pas que ce soit windsock. It's wind sleeves. No. I forgot. Anyway, it's something simple, but anyways. So turtles are a symbol of longevity. Wow, my mouth is full of not words today. But there is a problem. As you can see, windsock according to Google. Okay, then windsock it is. So yeah, in May the windsocks for boys have the shape of carps. That's what I wanted to say in the end. The problem with the turtles for Japan is actually their endemic race of turtle is being genocided, completely obliterated by the Florida turtles. Here they used to have Japanese races of turtles in this pond, but now they have only the Florida turtles, which are a plague in Japan as well. It is in every country where it's not natural, because they eat everything else. Yeah, overtaken. They are really, the Japanese races are really being destroyed by the Florida turtles, which are more aggressive and more powerful. So you get those everywhere in Japan now, even in traditional ponds like this, in temples. This one has a huge number of turtles. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if you can make out, but you have like 20 or 25 over there in the corner. You have so many in that space. It's a huge number. No, those are not the turtles you eat. Those are not disgusting to eat, actually. They eat a suppon, which is not exactly a turtle. So it's a different animal. Suppon actually doesn't hide into its shell. So here it is. So if you were here for the Doya Doya explanation during the home lament turtle, I'm not angry. If you were here for the explanations about Doya Doya, it happens here. This is where the kids come and they will go get the fukuda over there. So we'll go have a look there. This pond is also used for Obon Matsuri. On this stage right here in front of me, you will have a singer, eventually you will have musicians, and people will just dance around the pond. Here you have the second part of the pond. So many turtles, I don't know if you can make them out, but they're everywhere. You do have a few nice looking small sub-temples around. So let's have a look at this building over there. This is the oldest of the domain. This one dates back to the 17th century. It is the only one that didn't burn at the end of the war. So the kids will go up here, and the fukuda they need to catch are coming from either here or behind. Okay, in front of the Buddha that is here, which is usually covered. So it's a place where you come to buy a few things for your sake. You come to pray. So here it is. So this is the only historical building left here. So 17th century, nothing left from the origin of the temple, which was in 593 as far as memory serves. Among the sub-temples, you have two interesting places. There is one at the end of the pond, opposite of the round pond that we saw first with the carps. So it is this place. You cannot actually shoot in it, but what you have is that with the temple they have a water place in there, and you will have some ceremonies, some activities done with the water at the bottom there. Cannot give you more explanation because it's forbidden to take pictures and videos, but it's an interesting thing to see. While we're here on this side, this is the side with flowers. So eventually, if you like flowers, there are a few pictures you can take here. They have their treasure room, which is not open to the public so far. I think it used to be open, but it's not anymore for years. They might one day reopen it. I don't know if what they have in there is really of any interest. we have a nice little spot for pictures on this side. What you have in here, if you want to take cute pictures, this is a good spot. Not so many people come. It's a Shinto place. Oops, this way. So you have a torii with a shrine behind, which is a pagoda. So you have a mix of actually Buddhist and Shinto. But thanks to that, you have quite a nice background if you want to take pictures. You cannot get to the shrine because it's closed most of the time, but right in front of the gate, I think you can take interesting pictures. Let's see if I can do any good. Okay, if I go this way. Okay, I think you might see a potential like I do for pictures, right? I think there is something here. Nod if you agree with me. So when you come here, I do recommend this. Also, at this door, you do have two more nios that are quite of a different style than on the other side. So it's interesting to see as well. No flashy colors this time. It's a more subtle coloring. Here you are. You see that the pose, the weapon are the same, even though the whole character is a different design. Same here. So this one has the pose is quite the same, but the weapon is different. Okay, so those two Neo are also interesting. Not as impressive, they're smaller actually. Not as impressive as the other ones, but you know, still. They are more accessible, they don't have the net, so you know, it feels better for the fun. Also here, if you can work out the perspective, the height and the view, you can have some Buddhist symbols on top of roofs with the highest modern building of Japan. So you have the Abe no Harukas, highest building, office building of Japan, and if you can put in some Buddhist temple roofs on with it, you know, makes an interesting view. So this temple doesn't feel the same way than the temples in Kyoto and many other temples, because it feels very dry. You don't have so many trees, especially on the north side, because I guess they didn't plant them after the war. So it feels very dry, very mineral, when the temples in Kyoto will have more of a really natural feeling to them. So you can feel a bit disappointed visiting it, but actually if you look for small spots, you will find nice pictures opportunities in this temple. So you notice that the style of the roof of this one is actually of a Japanese style, when the rest that has been reconstructed more recently do have the ancient style. Another attraction you have, which is worthy here, it's not that huge, but big enough to be interesting according to many people. You have the garden of the abbot. All this big corner is a garden. Okay, to give you a scale, the 17th century building is big like this, and the garden is to this scale, so it is big enough to be enjoyable. I don't know if we will be able to go in to see it for two reasons. First reason, it might be closed because of the corona, and second reason is that I don't have any cash. I forgot to take cash with me, so if they don't take cashless payments, I will not be able to pay for it. Yeah, I can be dumb sometimes. I forgot to take my wallet with me. Lucky for me, it's closed, so you know, I didn't waste that. So actually it says that from the 1st of June to the 10th of June it cannot be visited. Okay, so basically they close it from the 1st to the 10th of May, of June and of July. They open it from the 11th to the 31st. So I will be back either, well, June, July or August. It will be open, so I will be back for it. Good coincidence. This is the entrance. This is not the garden, this is the entrance. Yeah. So look here. If we didn't have the wires, could be a good enough picture. So as I said today, I do have my camera. I want to give a shot. So I will put you down, try to find you a waiting view good enough, and take out the camera. So let's see if I go this way. You have a very nice car in front, but above the car you do have things. Hop, I'm back. If I go in front of the wires, I will not have the same view anymore. I will show you. Perspective changes. Oh, that hurts. See, to get rid of the wire, I basically need to be here. I don't get the same view anymore. So it's going to be Photoshop or not, or no picture. This little place, it's wire issues again as one, but yeah, drone, but it's forbidden to fly drones. So that would be a big hassle to get a drone in here. Allowed in Japan in very specific areas, and this is a private place, so they forbid it. The isolation of this, I don't know, I have a Swiss feeling coming out in here. But not too bad of a view actually, it's alright. So the last place of interest for Tennoji Temple is a bit further. I hope at some point, this is inside the campus, so it's harder. I guess at some point they will spend the money to have the wires buried. Yeah, all pavement. So this place has quite a history. They had a very old bell in it, centuries old, and it was actually big enough so that this building was just meant for it. And at that time there was no wall between pillars and stuff, but at the time of war the militaries came and took the bell to melt it and use the iron for, you know, whatever militaries do. So the building was repurposed after that. Here we have a nice dragon above the name. You see it? Inside we do have now konnichiwa, sumimasen. ビデオあるんですから、これだけ撮ってがいいですか？これ中写真だけでも大丈夫じゃないですか？すみません、ありがとうございます。すみません、申し訳ないです。はい。Donc je peux pas vous montrer l'intérieur, c'est interdit. Mais là, ils ont en fait toutes les photos de l'histoire de la cloche à l'intérieur. Donc on a les images de quand les militaires sont arrivés, on pécho la cloche, on cassait la cloche, etc. Les moines ont fait des cérémonies et tout pour sauvegarder l'âme de la cloche. Et ensuite, après ça, elle a été remplacée donc par un Bouddha. Alors ce que j'aime beaucoup, c'est qu'en fait on n'a pas le droit de prendre de photos à cause du Bouddha, mais si on se met ici, et bien le Bouddha, je l'ai sur la photo. Donc c'est un peu, voilà. C'est lié c'est lié à des tombes. So around it, and this bell was intended to make ceremonies for the dead. So tennoji actually has a very big graveyard for which the bell was used. So you cannot take pictures inside because you have basically the, how to say, the engraving of the name of people, which is basically their position in heaven. So you cannot take pictures of those. They are the most sacred part of a graveyard. This temple is all they do have schools affiliated, as I explained during Doya Doya. So this is one of the schools affiliated to them. For those who want to make fun, here you do have the temple of the big radish. Their symbol is a double big radish. For graves that have been deoccupied by the remains of dead people, they actually accumulate them in some places like this. They don't want to destroy it, so they will just pile them. Not all of them, but some of them, they will be piled in here. On the other side, in front of the school, you have the graveyard for children. So Jesus, like those, are divinities protecting children in the afterlife. Because for what I have been told, okay, what I tell you is what I have been told, what I remember, so it's not a perfect explanation. I might have missed or forgotten stuff, but for what I understood of what I was told, Buddhism is about deoccupied, I mean the remains have been removed to other places. So basically for the Buddhist, you get to heaven because you work on your soul. But if you are a child and you die as a child, you didn't do any work on your soul. So a children that is dead is actually lost. He has no possibility to reach a higher place. It's a lost soul, kind of. So they need protection. You will find it in two ways. The Jesus like this, to protect each child in the afterlife, to help him work on his soul after death, to re-enter the cycle. And also when you have people piling up stones, it's actually to help children who need to make their souls heavier to get judgment and go on in the cycle. So there is this tradition we see a bit everywhere now of people piling stones on each other, like balanced. This tradition started to help children who are looking for stones to make their souls heavier. Once again, I have been told, I have been kind of taught, but there might be different versions, different interpretations. Okay, what I say is what I remember. It is not an absolute truth. It is only what I can communicate. So if you know better, don't hesitate to share with us. We all want to study. So you have red clothes on these statues to show to them that they are still cared for. They are not abandoned, basically. They are not lost statues. Someone is still revering them. That's what the cloth is made for. So you do have quite a few here. Okay, you have more here. So you have quite a little complex with lots of statues. With you know, those are not the little small ones for kids. You can actually, you know, take picture with it. It's all right. But for the kids ones, you shouldn't. Not really appropriate. Yeah, it's, you know, it's just to, it's a sign of prayer basically, you know. For the kids ones, it's the parents who come to, you know, talk about, tell the kids that they still think of him or her even after death. So talking of which, I need to make a small break here, so here we go. I put you here. There is actually one conversation that happens often when I take clients around here. It's the discussion about people, Japanese people are not having kids. The first reaction of the Japanese government to the reducing number of births in the 80s was like very Americanized, a very American-like reflection, and they thought that the government thought that it was because abortion was and is still completely free in Japan, free to do. Okay, you need to pay. You do have medical limits to it, but still, women are free to have abortions in Japan. So they thought it was due to the abortion that they were having a lower birth rate. So the government decided that they should seek the help of religions, mostly Buddhism, and they negotiated, it seems, with the Buddhist clergy that the care for dead children should get more emphasis in the Buddhist cult in Japan. So it was basically decided by the Buddhist authorities that you would need to make ceremonies for aborted children as well as children dead after birth, who died after birth. So basically, when you would have an abortion, you would need to go have a ceremony just like if it was a dead child. So they started to push that, and it kind of took on. Some people did start to care more about dead children, even of abortion. They had a bit more ceremonies, but it had no impact whatsoever on the birth rate. They found out that actually, you know, the lower birth rate was not related to abortion, that it was a complete error on their part. And so you have development. All those graves are actually pretty young, pretty new, pretty recent. They have not always been there. Everywhere where you have something for the dead kids, it's kind of brand new. You see that it is way younger than way more recent than other buildings and whatever small shrines. So the cult kind of took on, but it didn't have the impact that the government was looking for, which was to make people have more children. That was not the problem. Put the mask back on before to be screamed at. And I need to set up for battery recharge. Any question while I'm dealing with my things? It's a girls' school behind us, so I don't know if you can hear the choral practice, choir practice. One of them is getting crazy. Okay, is it charging? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, maybe it was a teacher going crazy actually. Okay, setup done. Hello, Jopa. Bonjour, bonjour. Hop. Les ginkgos, oui, on en voit beaucoup, oui. On va en voir là, je pense qu'il y en a le long du boulevard où on va aller maintenant. So this is all for the Tennoji temple. So we'll move on to the next place. It's mostly female, I think. That's why the different avenues in Osaka are very smelly at times, because the fruits fall on the ground and stink of vomit, basically. It is very, very difficult to stand. So Midosuji has only ginkgos, but the Tanimachi, actually, no, it's a different kind of tree they have here. It's not ginkgo, it's something else. So we might not see so many ginkgos today, because you have trees on the avenue, but wrong kind. Sorry about that. But Midosuji that we went down on last week, beginning of last week, I think, It's only ginkgos. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, the yellow color out of it is quite exquisite. It is quite enjoyable. Just for those who get the joke, the combination of this and this is very interesting because the sign is actually the sign for the oldest construction company in Japan. It is almost 1500 years old, and in the back is one of the most recent high buildings of Japan. So the contrast of the two is interesting. I have seen Japanese parks with Jawan flower mats on the ground. I have no clue what kind of flower it is, but yeah, sure, it does. Japanese do care to make things look nice, and so they will have decorations and things very often. It's not unusual to have nice yellow flowers. Okay. Yeah, Japanese people want to make this kind of public spaces nice to be in, so they do care about stuff in parks. So for those of you who were in the Discord or who are in the Discord, if you're not, don't hesitate to join. Join. It's free. You get a few more things, a few more informations. So for those who are in the Discord, this is where I got my nice looking crab before. The picture they have is really not the best. You know, it looks like a flower when they give it to you. So, you know, they should have better pictures. They sell things that are way nicer than the picture says. So we're gonna cross here to go to the next place. One more of those tricycle bikes. That seems to be a fun thing, safe and fun to ride. I will give you a view to the left to see the tennoji entrance from which we entered before. A lot of non-Japanese cars. Really? All I see is Honda, Suzuki, Nissans. Here we are, look. So, tennoji, we went through this entrance. So we are going downhill. Bottom of the hill is the district we did yesterday, Shinseikai. Okay. But we will not go all the way down. Slightly windy, but just because I'm on the hill. And my microphone has no cover whatsoever. Look at this little view between the trees. We have a stupa on the roof and the Tsutenkaku tower on top in the back. Small cars, second hand. €1500 la Nissan au milieu. On est en train de descendre la colline du Shitennoji. On descend la rue qui va à Shinsekai, mais on ne va pas jusqu'à Shinsekai. On va s'arrêter au temple qui est là juste à droite, qui est le temple du cœur unique, qui sera notre prochaine attraction pour aujourd'hui. Et donc les voitures, là la Nissan elle est à 1500€. Elle doit avoir un peu de kilométrage. Hein. Tiens, il y a eu des travaux dans le coin. So, you know, going around with a camera and stuff, I should stop at the red light. So the name actually, it's one of the cults, and what happened with this one is actually this part of the city was Teramachi, so a city of temples. Was tons of temples in this place, and they were all burned down at the end of the war. And since the temples are private properties, if the owners didn't have any more money or died in the fire, there was nobody to take care of the graves and remains of people. So this temple, the Shinji, was created and offered to host all the remains that would not be taken care of. So it has an old origin going back to the 12th century with Honen Shonin, and it's in the school of Jodo. So touristically it's quite impressive because of those statues they have. They have Neo, but the Neo here are pretty unique. Okay, they have big statues like this, metal ones. See how they are. The gate itself as well is a nice characters on the doors. This one and this one. And so this place, if you follow my Instagram, that was in the discussion with one of my French friend in Japan. This one has become famous because of a practice they have. They will gather ashes of people and they will press them into making a statue. They have been doing it for quite a while. They don't care actually what you've done in your life. You can pay your way in, basically. Yeah? But after your death, your ashes can be integrated to the making of those statues. So those statues are made of ashes, compressed ashes. So they've the first one we have here is the seventh one. It was from before the war up to 1947. So Showa 22. Then they made another one in the next 8 years. So between Showa and 23, so 1948, up to 31. Then they did number 9. After that, number 10. Number 10 is number 10 was made in 76. So basically, then it's a span of 10 years to make one statue. Here you have the most recent ones: 11th, 12th, 13 and 14. And so they are in there. They do not have an common evolution. They have different evolutions and things. You do have the care, the usual care. Those are shrine flowers. That's flowers of all the colors, of all the Buddhist colors. And this is the prayers, the cranes for sick people. You can see the Tutankhamun in the back here. Statues. And you get the Harukas behind. The inside of this building has been remade recently, as well as the outside. So no pictures, but you can have a look. Pretty impressive. They also have some places to keep people's remains. In the buildings here. But I do not like to go taking pictures in there. But you can go. You have to be quiet and respectful, of course, but it is a bit impressive in there. But some people take pictures. I don't. But you can go see it. They do have a small garden to the side. That is nice. It's a second gate. You cannot get the Tutankhamun tower in the back. to think on how I will okay, that shrine is closed, so I will go through the street of the bottom of the hill. Vous avez la tour encore ici. Après vous avez des petits temples annexes qui sont affiliés ou pas, des sous-parties de cimetières et tout qui sont ici avec des parties jardins. On veut traverser et on veut remonter en haut de la colline, donc on va devoir passer par la passerelle. Par se coltiner un petit peu des escaliers. On va vous faire une apparition de Tutankhamun. Voilà, on est vraiment au pied de Shinsekai. Donc forcément on a des interventions de police vu que c'est un quartier pourri. Là, ici, devant nous, au pied, tout ça là c'est le zoo. This is the zoo of Tennoji. A god-forsaken place. The Alcatraz of animals. Non, non, juste une voiture de police en intervention, c'est tout. That was just one car. So we're gonna cross here and keep on going. So basically from here, the tower, up to way over there, Osaka Castle, it's a hill. And Osaka is downhill on either side. The side where we are now used to be the sea centuries ago. And the streets going uphill were kind of famous for quite a while because it was going from warehouses, some habitation places, and the world basically uphill to the temples and shrines. So it was famous. On va voir ce qu'on appelle les 7 rues commerçantes, les 7 rues montantes. Zaka, en fait, elle va avoir plusieurs interprétations selon les circonstances. Et on a les Nanazaka, Oh là, bah dis donc, il y a du... Alors le monsieur, il a une vieille voiture et sa maison s'appelle French Drop. Ou la société s'appelle French Drop. Bonjour. 名前は面白かったね。なんでフランスがちょっと考えてる。Et il a une Fiat 500 origine tout. Ça doit lui coûter une blinde. So thank you, Alman. Thank you for following. If you find any interest in my channel to prepare your visit of Osaka or Kyoto once I can go there again, don't hesitate to follow. The point of this channel is to prepare a trip to Osaka and Kyoto. So here we have a small shrine, Shinto shrine, that is closed at the moment, and it's a shrine about Sanada, one of the generals during the war in Osaka at the beginning of the 17th century. Hello and welcome, Almon. So this little guy, small flight of stairs to go up. So we won't go that way. So one of the 7 zaka uphill street is this one. Okay, so some of them have been refurbished, some not, but we will not do all 7, but we'll go to up to one which is interesting for us today. You see this graveyard uphill? This is the spot of the Kiyomizu-dera Osaka, which is called the Shin Kiyomizu-dera. So if you make a research, the Kiyomizu-dera is the main place you want to see when you go to Kyoto. But it's actually a school, kind of. So they had a branch created in the 17th century in Osaka that was on a location quite equivalent to the one they have in Kyoto. It was as big as the one in Kyoto. It used to be here, but in March 1945 it burned like the rest of the district, so it disappeared and was not rebuilt. So they keep only the pure water fountain that made the temple be settled here back in the day, but the rest is just a graveyard now. So fairly small cult, but it still exists. All this with the big wall on the side, that's their land, pretty big for the place, and it's all a graveyard. It's really intentional. This is one more zaka. One more private temple with its graveyard. So here, the canon here is protected by Laijin and Fujin. Fujin, god of wind here, and Laijin, god of thunder on the right. Even from the back you can say, because Fujin is a god of wind, so he has a bag of wind on his shoulder. You do know the small streets? Well, no, I don't have any merit. If you have a guide in Osaka who doesn't know these kind of places, just change, take another one. This is really guiding 101 for Osaka. If you are, looking for real touristic things, if you're not looking for a shopping opportunity, of course. If all you want is shopping and drinks, Dotonbori is enough to know. But if you come for more, your guide should know about this. This is one Mozaka. Actually, this one is divided in two, because you have this one walking place, and you have parallel to it the stairs of Oe Jinja, which is the shrine of the big bay. Okay. Le sanctuaire de la grande baie. Oe Jinja. So if some of you watch Ino Masaki, another streamer who is in Tokyo, this morning he went to Atago Jinja, I think it's called, and you basically have the same kind of stairs going up like this. Yeah, pavement roads, actually, some of them are refurbished, so it's not that rare, but it's really for some areas only, what they consider touristic, but not for international tourists, but more likely for local tourists. They want to help Japanese get a feeling of old Japan. Even though pavement, it's not really that old in Japan. It's like 2 centuries old, no more. Before that, they didn't really care for pavement. There is one small shrine abandoned on the side, half of the way of the stairs, halfway of the stairs, more likely. I think I'm getting tired, lack of sleep these days. I make more mistakes than I should when I'm talking in any language. It's not only English. Should get more sleep. Merci. Donc le sanctuaire de la Grande Baie. Ils n'ont plus de spot pour s'asseoir. Ah, c'est chiant ça. So one entrance has been cancelled. Ici on avait une sortie qui a été virée. Les escaliers sont encore là. On voit à travers. Mais ça a été supprimé. Le sanctuaire principal en lui-même est pas foufou, propre, sympa, Mais voilà, il n'est pas dans le top 10. Le spot est calme. Leurs RMA sont sur la réussite. Donc ce sont des... C'est principalement pour les études. Donc ce sont des flèches. Ça peut marcher pour l'amour aussi. Ouais. Forme de crayon. C'est plus explicitement pour les études. No, this one is really not popular. So in Ishin, usually you have more people, but this place, I've never seen more than 4 people at the same time. So this place is kind of famous for some Hanshin Tigers fans. So that's for one of the Osaka baseball team. This is a good one for people looking for tranquility, yes, definitely. So the fans of Hanshin Tigers come to pray for this power spot. Yes, there is nothing, I know. So there was some story about a player who came here, it seems, to practice or something. So this is one of the places where the fans will come pray. So you have tigers instead of dogs here. And the fans will come pray here for the success of the Hanshin Tigers. Doesn't work often though. So this place is kind of dying. They don't have the money to remake their buildings. So they have some small treasures. They have some honey, voilà. Ils ont des têtes de fêtières, des démons, bouche ouverte et bouche fermée, to repulse demons, real demons. You have a small inali sub-temple in here. And that's it. Their hall is put like this to preserve it from falling, but they are not renovating it. So not much going on here. So I'm gonna take a little break. I will put you down here. Oops. The ball is hitting me for making those moves. Put you down, do a go the right line rotation, and put this down. So let's give you a view. This should be alright. It's not so hot today, so it's not as hard as I thought it could be. If you have questions, si vous avez des questions ou quoi que ce soit sur ce qu'on a fait ou n'importe quoi d'autre, voilà, là on va se poser quand même quelques minutes. Donc n'hésitez pas. On a un deuxième live ce soir à la maison, mais ça n'empêche pas de poser des questions cet après-midi. Hein. If you have any questions of what we have seen today or anything else about Japan you would like to ask, don't hesitate. I will answer if I can. And we'll do questions even though tonight we have a second live at home. which is more about pictures and random knowledge about Japan. They should invest in a webcam showing their place. Will not cost much to connect it to the internet, and could make people come. The pine trees are very well maintained. They look very pretty. Might be a bit more crowded a bit later when kids get out of school. So those pillars are actually pillars paid by sponsors. So when you give money to a shrine, Shinto shrine, this money will buy you recognition, and this recognition, according to the amount you gave, will become a small wood board that they will show somewhere. I will show you later. Or if it's the biggest amount, it will become a pillar that will be used somewhere on the ground of the shrine. Hello Victor. Sur les bandoles rouges, il y a quelque chose au sujet du... pourquoi ce sera après d'ailleurs, c'est bizarre ça. Quelque chose, il célèbre quelque chose il célèbre quelque chose le vin. Ils doivent avoir une personnalité pour laquelle ils font une cérémonie le vin, qui possiblement est les deux kanji du milieu que j'arrive pas à lire. Et chaque petit drapeau rouge en fait est aussi payé par un sponsor. Vous voyez peut-être pas, mais sur les drapeaux rouges, je vais vous montrer de plus près après, sur les drapeaux rouges en fait il y a le nom de la personne qui a payé pour le drapeau qui apparaît. Yeah, if they want, basically for people, if they want the place to remain that way, they need to help it out. It makes you good with the kami, so cannot hurt you. Oh, no problem to talk about my this kind of details about my marriage. No, I didn't. I was married in France, in a church, actually. Do the sponsor have tax discounts? Yes, they do, and the shrine has no tax on its on the money they receive. Just my in-laws, my wife's family is not that close and not that big, so it was very few people to invite to the wedding, while on the other hand, for me, being French, from an old family, it required an entire village to be summoned to my wedding, so that's why it was made in France. Yeah, I should put some refreshener in my mask, it will feel better. Oops. Okay. I bought a small mist spray to put on mask. It's like alcohol and some oil, essential oils, so to disinfect and refresh it. I can spray my mask. Cannot wear it right away because the alcohol is still present, and it goes to up your nose very easily. Okay, just let's walk around and show you what I just told you. No, there is no regular subsidy for cult places. And yes, you can hear crowds everywhere. No, I didn't so far. I was planning to do it here. I was planning to do my panning here. So you see on the small you have this little space handwritten here. Okay, this is the name of the sponsor. Most of the time those little flags will be to announce events. It's not always the case. For the pillars here, it can be either private people or businesses that will show. So this one, for example, is a company. The others are people. So they are sponsors. Oh, I forgot to take my money out. Shit, just give me a second, I need to get my cash. Same as usual, going is it's not the favorite for the monks, but it's the favorite for the gods. Here we go. Himawari. Yes, that was the name of the business. Himawari. So, as it often happens these days, they give you the explanations. So, explanations, you start on the right and go left, not the other way, okay? So first, money. Then you bow twice. Then you clap twice. And clap one more time to finish. I forgot one bow, which is not always there. You can also write your prayer or your wish on tiles for the roof. my panning. Do I get the view I wanted? Not quite. Okay. I hope they would have cut some trees and I would have the tower, but no, not enough. You make the wish, or you make your prayer. It's not really a wish making thing, you know. It's like a prayer. It's a hey God, consider me when you know, you're doing stuff, especially if you're breaking stuff. Don't break me. And you do it between your claps. Yes. So let's go for the panning. You don't request for stuff. No, you don't. They don't give stuff anyways. That's not what kami do. You just ask them to be nice and not put you in deep shit. One more time. Not as fast. Okay, I try.
Gate close.
はい、すみません。はい、出ます。Ok, les enfants, faut que je sorte avant qu'elle m'enferme, la madame. Donc, quand on est un donateur lambda, de base, on a une petite plaquette comme ça. When you give the minimum, you end up with a plaque like this in wood. Sumimasen. Yeah, she had already closed the bottom of the stairs, so I needed to get out that way. Here beside it, you do have a temple as well. You have a temple in here with some nice statues in it. So yes, that means it's 5. So my IRL streaming time is over. Yes, they do have ceremonies starting after 5, at 5 more likely. So places that close will close at 5. That would be shrines, that would be temples. But some of the shrines never close. So those, you don't care about the time. But not all of them. Some of them do close. In special time of the year, it's even 4. Pour être basique, en fait, surtout les temples, les sanctuaires, ils ont moins de problèmes d'horaire, mais il y en a ceux qui ferment, ils ferment aux mêmes horaires. Ils ont les vêpres, en fait. Donc ils ferment pour les vêpres. C'est une technique pour voir une cérémonie dans certains temples, comme le Eikando. De traîner la patte quand on ressort au moment de la fermeture. Technique très française. Là, il y a un temple qui a un petit design sympa. Dusk is no, a bit later than that now. I guess it's at 7 these days. Donc celui-là aussi, il est assez cool. L'entrée a un petit design assez sympa. But with the cloud cover today, dusk will be a bit early. So all the kids of the religious high schools and junior high schools coming out now. So hello Ellie, welcome. So many places become shared office. Here we have a working space again. Biz Comfort. Co-working space to rental office. Wi-Fi, electricity, coffee, printers, secretary services, lockers, post, how do you call it? Letterbox, and closed door offices. Wow, Eli, is Japan a modern country? It depends. It depends how do you define modern, and it depends on the kind of thing you're talking about. For some people it is, for some it's not. Some price for the shared office? Yeah, sure. Should be said here. So you get the office during weekdays at 100 euros or 10,000 yen per month. If you come only on weekends, it's 4,000 yen a month. And for a more limited time, it's 2,000 yen per month. If it's a private, that's in the co-working space. If it's a private office, then it's 24,000 per month for a one-person office and 45,000 for a two-people office. Not that I have heard of. I didn't hear any consequences on the home market yet, but I was not really on the lookout for it, so I would need to make research to know about it. No, the co-working space is usually not expensive in Japan. Are the people not modern themselves? It depends in which area I live. It's on some subjects they are very modern, on some other subjects they are not. So it really depends on the aspect of life that you are talking about. Yes, you can also start your business easily here with this kind of offices. It's not that hard. I think no, this is the right side to go. Okay. Yeah, it always depends to where you. The comparison is actually, the important point. Alors Ellie, dans quel domaine tu veux savoir s'ils sont modernes ou pas? Faut que tu sois précis parce que ça change du tout au tout selon les côtés de la société que tu considères. I'm fully extended, I cannot go further than that. Actually, maybe I can, just a second. If I take the far end of the... This is the best you can get. Ellie, et si tu veux préciser ta question, vas-y maintenant. Sinon, reviens dans quelques heures pour mon deuxième live. Et là, on pourra parler de ça si tu veux sur différents aspects. Mais pour chaque aspect de la vie, on aura une réponse différente au niveau du Japon. Il y a des aspects modernes et il y a des aspects complètement surannés au Japon. Ça dépend vraiment de ce qu'on considère. Merci à vous d'avoir regardé la balade. Thank you all for watching the little things I was showing you. So we have moved to tennoji. So next time we will get to tennoji for the live. We might not have IRL we might not have IRL on Thursday and Friday because rain is coming. So rain might be So Ellie, if you want to ask a precise question, go ahead in English, fine. But you need to consider in which area of life you want to know if they are modern or not. It's really dependable on what you consider. Donc probablement pas d'IRL jeudi, vendredi. Ce sera des shortcasts à la maison. Il y a beaucoup de chance parce qu'on nous annonce des bonnes pluies. Si jamais le temps le permet, je passerai en IRL, mais voilà, les prévisions ne sont pas bonnes pour ces 2 jours-là. Et sinon, ce soir, 22h pour moi, donc 15h pour vous, nous avons un homecast avec une partie discussion, présentation. On va s'intéresser à Shinsekai historique et on fera le quiz comme d'habitude. For young people, what can I do in Japan? It depends. If you mean what you can do to have fun when you visit, you are in Osaka. You have a USJ with a Nintendo park in it. So even though it's an entertainment park, it's fun for young people and still specific to Japan. Also, the aquarium is quite famous, renowned. Also, young people do like to go to Dotonbori, of course. So I invite you to watch my live a few days ago, where we went in Dotonbori, the place to go out and eat and have fun. You have a few clubs over there. Shinsekai as well that we did yesterday is pretty cool. Why is my... Okay, sorry. The gimbal is acting funny. Okay, let's have it. Come on, boy. Okay. Osaka Aquarium is really nice. Yes, it is. So for all people, the cafe I presented here. Okay. So young people, you know, if you want to party, you have lots of party places in Dotonbori, Amemula. We didn't do Amemula yet, so we'll go there in sometime soon. And we do have the aquarium and USJ. That already can fill up 2 days very easily. Ok, so that will be it for today. Thank you for watching me. On va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup de m'avoir regardé. Et je vous dis à ce soir ou à bientôt, selon vos circonstances. I live in Japan, so I live in Osaka, so I will be showing Osaka again and again and again. I will be here forever, no issues. So, if you like what I show, if you want to see more, please follow the channel and come back when I stream. I do have explanations from home and I do IRLs as well. So, you know, you should find what's interesting for you. And of course, you can join me on the different social networks, Discord being the main hub. You have the link in the description above. Thanks very much. See you soon. Bye.